This video is sponsored by Card Trader, a global marketplace where you can buy and sell TCG cards like the Pokemon trading card game. And you can also check out PTCGLstore.com, a great place for you to buy Pokemon TCG code cards. The links will be in the description below. Hey guys, in today's video, I'll be showcasing Mega Gengar EX from the upcoming Phantasmal Flame expansion set. Mega Gengar EX has a whopping 350 HP, making it really difficult to knock out. It has 2 retreat costs and it is weak to fighting. As you know, if a Mega Evolution Pokemon EX is knocked out, your opponent can take 3 prizes for it. However, what makes this card really awesome is its ability, Shadowy Concealment. If one of your Dark-type Pokemon is knocked out by damage from an attack from your opponent's Pokemon EX, that player takes 1 fewer prize card, and the effect of this ability does not stack. So if your opponent knocks out this Gengar, your opponent will actually just take 2 prizes instead of 3. And really, if you think about it, if you pair this with single prize dark type attackers, and this is just sitting on your bench, supposedly, your opponent will take 0 prizes for knocking out your other Pokemon. Obviously though, there is a workaround this ability, that is if your opponent attacks with their non-EX Pokemon, or they knock out your Pokemon by other means like effects of attack such as instant knockouts, damage counter spread, or even with their abilities. The ability of Shadowy Concealment will not apply to those, and your opponent will just take their prizes normally. Mega Gengar EX does also have a really strong attack. For 2 dark energies, Void Gale deals 230 damage, after which you have to move an energy from this Pokemon to one of your bench Pokemon. For today's build though, I just thought it would be funny to pair Mega Gengar EX with this Weezing with the Let's Have a Blast ability. If this Pokemon is in the active spot and is knocked out by damage from an attack from your opponent's Pokemon, you flip a coin. If it's heads, the attacking Pokemon is knocked out. So you have a 50% chance of knocking out your opponent's attacker, and they will take 0 prizes for knocking out Weezing as long as Gengar is in play. And we can put some pressure on our opponent with its attack, Spinning Fumes, which deals 50 damage and 10 damage to all of your opponent's bench Pokemon. As for the other cards worth noting, I have 2 copies of Team Rocket's Coughing. This is great for setting up other Coughings on your bench, thanks to its ability when it is hit. And you can use its evolution Team Rocket's Weezing more for a straightforward attacker, which deals 40 damage times the number of Coughings and Weezings both players have in play. I also have a copy of Grimsley's move. You can't use this on your first turn, however, this allows you to look at the top 7 cards of your deck and put a dark type Pokemon you find there straight to your bench. Shuffle the other cards and put them on the bottom of your deck. In some cases, you can just put Mega Gengar EX onto your bench instantly with this card. And as for my spec card, I'm using Hero's Cape so that we can add 100 more HP to Gengar, making it even more difficult to knock out. To help energize your attacks, you can also use Janine's Secret Art, which allows you to search your deck for up to 2 basic dark energies and attach it to 2 of your dark Pokemon. This build is still very experimental, and since it is RNG based, this is obviously just for fun. Oftentimes, your opponent will just boss Mega Gengar EX, knock it out to take away its abilities, or your opponent may just choose not to attack Weezing at all. It's not the best build, but it can be a lot of fun. But let me know what you guys think of this build. Let me know in the comments if you have any other suggestions on how to make this build work. Anyways, that's pretty much it. You can find the complete deck list in the description below. And now please enjoy the following gameplay videos showcasing Mega Gengar EX with Weezing. Before we get into the video, I have a small request. If you're liking the content I create, please leave a like to this video and please support this channel by subscribing if you haven't already. This is a small click for you, but for me, it means a lot. Thank you so much for all of your support. Alright, on to our first match. I had to mulligan once, but now I'll be starting with Ghastly in the active spot. And I'm still going first in this matchup. So we drew into another energy. Thankfully, we have an Ultra Ball. I'll go ahead and use this. I'll discard those 2. I'm going to get Team Rocket's Coughing. That can help us to set up other Coughings later on. And I'm just going to retreat my Ghastly because we'll need that to evolve into our Mega Gengar EX. And I'm just going to pass for now. So my opponent's starting with Teal Mask Ogerpon EX. They also have Chikorita that will eventually evolve into Meganium, which doubles all basic grass energies. And they also have Bulbasaur, so we can expect Mega Venusaur EX as well. We can use Teal Dance to attach grass energy and draw a card. They also have Force of Vitality, but thankfully they can't use that on their first turn, so they're gonna pass for now. Still nothing for us. All I can do is attach an energy and my turn. I just hope they don't target my Ghastly. There's Ivysaur. There's Bayleaf. And Meganium. So now all of their grass energies are doubled. They're going to use Iono. And they also have Mega Venusaur EX. Now they have an ability to transfer around their grass energies around their board. We didn't get much from that Iono though. We got a Hunter and Artisan, but we're slowly dying here, guys. We're gonna attack, deal 180 to knock out our Coughing. That activates our ability. I'll just set up those two Coughings for now. Okay. Ooh, we got Lily's Determination. Okay. So we can evolve into our Haunter at least. Replace their Stadium with Artisan. Let's go ahead and use Artisan first. I'm gonna go ahead and set up Team Rocket's Coughing. Switch that into the active. And we're gonna use Lily's Determination. Thankfully. Got another Ghastly. Got another Coughing. And I'll evolve this into Weezing for now. End my turn. My opponent's still taking prizes for knocking out our Pokemon because we still need our Gengar. But I think we should be fine. As long as we can set up our Mega Gengar EX, we can still get ahead in the prize tree later on. Especially if my opponent cannot take any more prizes after we set up our Gengar. Okay, they're going to attack for 210 damage, knocking out our Coughing. They get another prize. But now we're going to promote our Weezing. So we'll attach an energy. We already have 2 lineups of Gengar, so we don't need a third one. We're going to use Lily's Determination. Okay, we got our Mega Gengar EX finally, and Hero's Cape. So we have a 450 HP Mega Gengar EX. So hopefully they cannot knock it out. Our Pheasantipede EX is prized. So I'm just going to attack with Spinning Fumes for now. So that deals 50 damage to the active, 10 damage to all of their bench Pokemon. Except, of course, for their Terra Ogerpon. So we're putting some pressure. As long as my opponent doesn't have boss orders to boss my Gengar, I think we should be fine. They will not be taking any prizes for knocking out or Weezing as long as they don't use their single prize attackers. So okay, they're going to use Solar Transfer. They're going to move those energies from Ogerpon to their Mega Venusaur EX. And they're going to use Professor Turo Scenario. Okay. They will remove Ogerpon, and it looks like they're just going to attack with the other Ogerpon. 270 knocks out our Weezing, but that activates our ability. But we failed it. We got Tails. Thankfully, my opponent takes no prize for that thanks to our Mega Gengar EX. Ooh, we got Night Stretcher. Let's go ahead and just recover this one. But it goes right back to the discard pile. Oh, come on. Well, what else is new, right? PTCG Live always have those glitches. So I'm just going to go old school. I'm gonna use Arvin, get Ultra Ball. I'll get Weezing from the deck, and we'll evolve our active. I lost a lot of resources from that glitch, guys, but that's okay. So don't blame me if I lose this game, okay? It's not my fault. Or actually, it could be, because this deck isn't all that great, but we'll see. What I'm afraid of the most is if my opponent has a lot of boss orders. Okay, they're going to attempt for knockout against our Weezing. Come on. Yes, finally we got heads. So that will knock out their Ogerpon. At least we got 2 prizes, and they take no prizes for knocking out our Weezing. There it is, guys. 2 prizes for us, no prizes for our opponent. See how easy you can get a comeback with this build? But it is RNG based, of course. So, okay, we're gonna use Grimsley's move. We got a Weezing. I'll just set up another Ghastly, because if we don't draw into anything that could help us, we could just prevent our opponent from taking prizes once we put our single prize Pokemon in the active. They'll take no prizes for knocking those out. So right now, again, as long as they keep attacking with their EX Pokemon, we should be fine. Unless they have a single prize attacker that can attack, knock out our Pokemon, they can still take prizes. But what I'm afraid of here is they are building up their energies. Of course, the more energies attached to Ogerpon, the more powerful it is. They could even knock out our Gengar. So they're going to continue to knock out our Pokemon. They attempt for the knockout. They take no prizes. We're going to put our Weezing in the active. And we're going to use Grimsley's move once again. We got Team Rocket's Weezing, but no energies and no way for us to draw. And they're going to boss my Mega Gengar EX, which is really bad. We need a recovery here. We need our Super Rod. But it's really difficult to retreat our Mega Gengar EX right now because we don't have any energies. And they actually hit for 450 damage. That's crazy. Despite having Hero Escape, 7 energies, Meganium doubles it. Wow. Thankfully, they were only able to take 2 prizes for that. Dude. Our Super Rod is prized, so I don't know, man. I'll just attach energies to 2 of my bench Pokemon with Janine's Secret Arts. But we are at our opponent's mercy, especially if they have other boss's orders. They have Pokegear 3.0, they have Professor Turo scenario. Okay, they're using Solar Transfer to transfer energies to Venusaur. They knocked out our Weezing. Yes, we got another knockout, guys. That's crazy. 2 prizes, but they will also take a prize for that because we don't have Mega Gengar EX in play. They are losing energies though, so we have Rare Candy, we have boss orders. We can evolve into our Mega Gengar. So for sure my opponent can't knock it out right now. I can stall with boss. I'm just gonna end my turn. So this Toedscruel has 2 retreat costs. I mean, all they have to do is just transfer or use Professor Turo scenario. That's crazy, man. This Mega Venusaur EX build is actually pretty crazy. Lots of HP. They just removed their Pokemon from play, removing any liability. And then they can even just re-evolve Venusaur, honestly. But they're just gonna pass, okay. Just gonna end our turn. They probably don't realize that this is Team Rocket's Weezing. If my opponent just keeps attacking, actually, they could just remove all of our resources. Because once we run out of single prize Pokemon, and we can't recover it, they could still just continue to attack, eventually knock out our Mega Gengar EX, win the game. Or they could be building up their energies once again to target our Mega Gengar. We got Lily's Determination at least. I'm just gonna end my turn, guys. This is not looking good, actually. I have boss orders. If I only had another energy to target their Meganium, maybe. Okay, they used Lily's Determination. They passed once again. Okay, we got an energy. Go ahead and use Iono. This is not gonna be enough damage to knock out their Meganium anyway, so Explode Together now deals 80 damage to their Ogerpon. Yeah, Iono was the practical move, I think, to prevent them from keeping any boss in their hand, if anything. I'll attach an energy to Gengar. Maybe we can attack with it. And I'm going to use Explode Together now, deal another 80 damage. So this Ogerpon is at the brink of being knocked out. They will retreat it to their Mega Venusaur EX though. And they will take a knockout. And they're also healing their Pokemon. Mega Venusaur is actually pretty strong. We got Night Stretcher. We got a Weezing. I mean, my opponent can choose not to attack, right? My opponent can choose not to attack. We have boss orders. We have an energy. We can... Ooh, we can actually knock out their Ogre Pawn. Yeah, let's just go ahead and finish this game, guys. Alright. Void Gale will take a knockout against Ogre Pawn, and we'll take our last prize to win the game. And there you have it. Wow, good game. Alright, let's move on to our next match. I'll be starting this one with Team Rocket's Coughing in the active, and we have a regular Coughing on our bench. And we are going first in this matchup. All we can do right now, though, is just attach an energy, and we're just going to pass. My opponent's going to start with Petron EX in their active. They set up Toxel. And with Buddy Buddy Poffin, they have Anzurua and Ghastly. They're using some cards from the Mega Gengar EX League Battle deck. So I can assume that they're also using Mega Gengar EX in their build. So they have Toxtricity to accelerate energies to their Pokemon, which is great. But they're having Mega Gengar EX doesn't worry me that much because we can still get prizes regularly. Because the majority of our attackers and the ability of Weezing does not or is not affected by Gengar's ability. Nothing too special about their Ghastly. I prefer the new one because it has 70 HP, so it's not easily knocked out by Dragapult EX. So I'm just gonna pass for now, attaching an energy to Coughing. We could attack with Team Rocket's Weezing if we need to, but let's see if my opponent knocks out my active. But I really like this Team Rocket's Coughing included in this build because if they damage it or knock it out, we can set up 2 more Coughings on our bench. For now though, they're going to use TM Evolution and they're going to evolve their bench Pokemon, one into Haunter and one into En's Zoroark EX. We got our own Haunter. Can evolve into Team Rocket's Weezing, evolve that, use Artisan, and I'm going to set up another Coughing. We just need a lineup of the Let's Have a Blast Weezing, but for now, I'm just going to Explode Together now, attack, dealing 120 to our opponent's active Petron EX. And with the Mega Signal, they're going to evolve their Haunter into Mega Gengar EX. So, ooh, okay. We're going to Prime Catcher our Haunter, and they're going to attack with Mega Gengar EX. So, they can take a prize for that. And our hand is pretty horrible right now because we don't have any support cards to help us draw. Ooh, okay. They're also using Roaring Moon EX. So you can deal instant knockout, and with Mega Gengar EX, if it's knocked out by an EX Pokemon, that makes Roaring Moon EX like a single price attacker, which is pretty insane. Well, we have to reestablish our own Mega Gengar EX. I'll just get Ghastly along with Coughing. And I'm just going to attack with Explode Together now, dealing 160, which is not too bad, actually. Again, I really like having this Team Rocket's Weezing included, just as a straightforward attacker. But we need another Coughing to actually deal a knockout blow against their Gengar, but for now, they're going to retreat, and they're going to attack with Calamity Storm, using their Roaring Moon EX. Also discarding the Stadium, and that knocked out our Team Rocket's Weezing. We need a draw here. Okay, we got a Weezing at least. And we have a switch. Our hand is just really horrible right now. I can use Night Stretcher to get another energy, put some pressure so we can attack with our Spinning Fumes. Anyways, if my opponent attempts to instant knockout with Roaring Moon, that will knock itself out. But I'm relying on my Weezing, and of course, good RNG. We can get 2 prizes. They're gonna retreat back to their Mega Gengar EX. They finally evolve into their Toxtricity. So now they can accelerate energies to their dark type Pokemon on their bench. And oh, they're gonna attack. Okay, come on, Weezing. Come on, give me heads, please. So they have to transfer energy. Here we go, let's have a blast, please. Yes! That's 3 prizes for us, guys. That's insane. They actually had the guts to take a knockout against Weezing, and we got 3 prizes easily that way. And as you know, Mega Gengar EX's ability only works against regular attacks and also against EX Pokemon. So with the ability of our Weezing knocking it out, it doesn't apply. So we still take 3 prizes for it. So we finally got good cards here though. Let's go ahead and use Lily's Determination. You can also use Pheasantipity EX to join 2 more cards. We can evolve into another Weezing. And I'm just gonna end my turn here. Basically, it's just a bait for our opponent to attack our Weezing. They can choose not to attack, or they can boss our bench Pokemon, which they just did. And if they knock out my Pheasantipity, they will take 2 prizes. We're not able to set up our Mega Gengar EX just yet though, which is pretty sad, but we do have Arven, so we can evolve into that next turn. I'd like to take out this Roaring Moon because they could instantly knock us out. And with that instant knockout, Mega Gengar EX's ability also does not apply. So they can still take an easy 3 prizes for knocking out our Gengar. Okay, they did an instant knockout against Pheasantipity. They take 2 prizes. Alright, this is a close one, actually. Hero's Cape is not going to help much. I mean, it can increase our HP, increasing the survivability for our Mega Gengar EX. So we can still evolve. And this Roaring Moon EX only has 20 HP, so I think I'm going to go for it. I'm going to get Rare Candy. We can evolve, and then I can attach the Hero's Cape, attach another energy, and we're just going to attack with our Coughing. Deal 20, take 2 prizes for knocking out their Roaring Moon EX. So now, unless my opponent has a boss orders and is able to one-hit knock out our Mega Gengar EX, they really can't do much here. Okay, they're going to boss his orders. Yeah, either way, all of their attackers are EX Pokemon, so if they knock out my other Pokemon, they take 0 prizes. So I'm just going to use Janine's Secret Art, and we can actually finish off this Petron EX with our Mega Gengar EX. And my opponent concedes. Alright, good game. And that's it for the video. Thank you all so much for watching the Popsicleknight channel, and until next time, please stay safe and have a great day.